very much indeed, and thank you for that amazingly warm welcome. It is wonderful to be here tonight, and I'm honoured to be able to present an award, which I will shortly be doing. Presenting awards is one of the nicest things you can do as a politician. It's one of the greatest things to be invited to. But I learned very quickly after I was elected that you should never judge an award, because you make one good friend, and you annoy the hell out of absolutely everyone else. And when the category is the dog that looks most like its owner, that was my first gig as an MP, it can only end in one way. I want to very briefly pay tribute to Pauline, who is she really is an inspiration. She's a force that I know behind that. She's a force behind this organisation. She's a force to be reckoned with generally, I think. Very successful entrepreneur, and she herself has been widely recognised. She was awarded the most innovative Kenyan in the UK. Among great. And tonight I will have the honour shortly of presenting a Lifetime Achievements Award to the legendary Waris Hussein, who, among a million other things, was the first director of Doctor Who. So I look forward to doing that shortly. I don't know, I can't see Waris here. I think he's still in the green room, but anyway, he will be coming in shortly. He was, as you will know, he was born in India. He got his first job in London. He's worked all around the world, and that part of his story is very typical of London. More than half of Londoners, as you know, have an ethnic minority background. A quarter of Londoners today were born outside even of Europe. The whole world walks the streets of London. And it's one of the reasons I think that London is, I know this is a cliche, but London is the greatest city on earth. We have a multitude of diaspora communities woven together in one beautiful fabric. And this organisation, these awards, really reflect that. And that is also beginning, albeit very, very slowly, it is also beginning to be reflected in our great institutions, not least my own institution, Parliament. I say my own, I am an MP, and it is beginning to change. Last year at this award, Sir Lenny Henry received the BEFFTA Lifetime Achievements Award, the same award that I'll be handing out shortly. And he used it as a platform to challenge the broadcasters. He asked why people of ethnic heritage make up just 1/20 of the broadcast workforce. He challenged the lack of decent storylines. He said, I quote him, he said, "We're hemorrhaging talent to the United States." And the amazing thing is that almost immediately the BBC responded, and it responded with a pledge to increase ethnic minority representation among presenters, managers, and in storylines. It's a start, but of course there is a long way to go. Under Boris Johnson, the current Mayor of London, London's creative industries are absolutely booming. They're worth £35 billion a year to the economy. They sustain an amazing 800,000 jobs. And if trends continue, our media sector will generate more TV and more film output even than Los Angeles. So we are heading very fast in the right direction. The New York Times, in fact, recently called London the design capital of the world. They know that we are right on their heels. Boris has invested in Film London, in the London Design Festival, through the British Fashion Council. He's backing tomorrow's leaders, the stars of the future. And I know I'm not alone in thinking that he has been a real champion for this great city, and I want to pay tribute to him. We have, of course, huge challenges in London. We've got a really serious housing crisis, and at the top, I'd say the priority is urgently working to stop people being priced out of their own city, which is what's happening today. We have a serious air pollution problem, and we need to deal with it and make London not just the greatest city on earth, which I think it already is, but the greenest city on earth. And all these things can be done, and for my part, I'm looking forward to the challenge. But we also need to open up our politics to make it more accountable, more transparent, more democratic. And I remember years ago when I was working in Cornwall in the West Country, and there was a piece of graffiti on the wall. It became famous. It ended up on postcards all over the place. And it said, "Guy Fawkes," this is topical. Guy Fawkes is very topical. In a few days' time, we're going to see him burning away all over the country. Guy Fawkes, the only man to enter Parliament with honest intentions. It's a bit rude. I I'd like to put myself in that same bracket. I don't have the same intentions. But nevertheless, politics doesn't have to be such a hated enterprise. It can change. I'm going to go back to the point of my being here. Waris Hussein, he absolutely deserves to win this award because he's pushed himself to the very top, but he has never missed an opportunity to help and inspire many, many others along the way. He never settled for second best. When the BBC first scoped him out and they tried to push him into the world service, and he held out for a TV traineeship, and he told the BBC that a role in the radio would be a waste of their money, and even more importantly, a waste of his talent. So from the very, very start, he's been careful never to be an insider. And there's a lesson, I think, there for absolutely every one of us. You may be inside the institutions. For many of you here, it's film and entertainment, fashion, TV, and arts. You're in those institutions. For my part, it's politics, it's parliament. But that doesn't mean we have to be insiders. It means we can be outsiders on the inside, which is what I think Waris has managed to achieve. Thank you very, very much. I look forward to giving you, I don't know whether you're meant to come up quite yet. I'll wait for the instructions for Pauline, who will tell me I've got it wrong. But I look forward to giving you a prize. So thank you all very much indeed for having me here.
Wow. Can I just pay tribute to Honourable Zac Goldsmith for taking time out to, come and experience what we do, especially in London. I believe that through the industries of film, fashion, television, arts, and sports, we contribute immensely. And sometimes it's overlooked. And if we don't invite you to see, then you will never see. So I hope that you're happy to be here today. Are you?